All right, yo, what is going on, guys? Flamebreaker here, and welcome back to the monthly series where I tell you what games are coming out in a specific month in a specific year. Today, we got 7 games coming out, well, 6 games, a DLC, and a movie to talk about. So, there's some pretty good stuff coming out this month, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it. So, yeah, if you want to see more of this content in the future, be sure to like and sub, and let's get into it. First up is Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Now, this game did come out on the 1st. I wasn't able to, make this video on, the first week of December because I wanted to get the video of Marvel Rivals 18 versus 18 out. I wanted to focus on that video first off, just because it was fresh and everything. But yeah, so this game is essentially one of those arcade beat the crap out of everybody you see type games. So if you were at all a fan of those kind of games, like they were usually the ones you would find in arcades. They'd have like the 4 joysticks. You gotta cram all your friends next to it or whatever to be all 4 characters. And yeah, it's kind of like that. These are the same people who actually made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is very similar to this, but like, Ninja Turtles-fied. So if you like that, you will most likely really like this game. The character roster is actually very good. It's got 15 people to my knowledge. I think it's 15. But you can see right here, got Storm and She-Hulk, and yes, there is a kind of a 2 character system where one player can swap between the 2 selected characters, which you pick at the beginning of each level. And this game is multiplayer, so you can play it with friends. But yeah, like I said, this game came out on the 1st, so it's already out right now. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. Next up is Assassin's Creed Shadows for the Switch 2. And I have this video up so you can kind of see the comparison between like the graphics between a PS5 Pro, which no one has, and the Switch 2 itself. I just figured it would be a good comparison to, people who kind of want to just figure out, if it's graphically good. So it's just Assassin's Creed Shadows ported over to the Switch 2. And one key part of this is that the game has cross progression. So if you have the game on a different system or whatever, you can transfer all of your data, your save data, to the Switch 2 and just pick off right where you left off. And it's just that simple. I think you have to link your Ubisoft Connect account, but that's really it. So if you don't know what AC Shadows is, essentially you play as this girl named Nawe and this samurai named Yasuke, who both try to survive the chaotic world of the feudal Japan in like 1490 or something like that, while Nawe is trying to kill all the people who contributed to her father's death. So it's a lot like Ghost of Yotei, at least with her story. Yasuke is more of just him trying to find his it's from what I've seen, from like what I've like played, it kind of seems like he's trying to find his place in the world, but don't quote me on that. So, but yeah, so overall it looks pretty decent, I'd say, and it's a pretty solid Assassin's Creed game. It's not terrible. I personally enjoyed it, and the graphics, they I mean, for the Switch 2, they look pretty good, they definitely look usable. But so yeah, just being able to play Shadows on the go with it is, real benefit. But yeah, let's move on to the next game, and this game comes out on the 2nd. So it's already out now, and yeah, let's move on. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After so long, I don't even know how long this game has been in development, but I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. It's finally coming on the 4th. So it should be out by the time this video is going out. And essentially, it's got this style of the original Metroid Prime games where you control Samus in this first person view with all of her weapons and equipment there. So you can see all of her stuff like her arm cannon ammo with the missiles and all of that. And the story is, from what I've seen, it's Samus gets randomly teleported to this planet called Vuros. Vuros, I hope I'm saying that right. and she needs to escape while uncovering the planet's history and fighting, things like this. So one thing that's actually really cool about this game is that it's open world, which I did not expect. But yeah, it is open world. There's a full on like motorcycle you can use for I guess just exploring. So I guess Nintendo wanted to bring back the Master Cycle in a way, but yeah, so you can explore the open world with that, and obviously with this new game, there's a bunch of new amiibos coming out. So there's Samus herself, Samus with the motorcycle, and then two other ones, I think, one or two other ones, but I don't know the names of them. I think one of them is Dark Samus, but I'm not sure. So, like I said, this game is coming out on the 4th, and it is available for Switch 1 and Switch 2 owners, so everyone gets to play this game. And yeah, let's move on to the next game. Routine. Now, this is a game I didn't know about until, I started looking at things for this video. So, essentially, this is a first person sci fi horror game that's set in a 1980s inspired future. So, I mean, right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of Alien Isolation vibes from this game. So, if you were at all a fan of that game, then this may be the game for you. I don't know. This game is coming out on the 4th, just like Metroid Prime, and you basically explore an abandoned lunar base while having to avoid various threats that are described as unknown. So we saw one earlier with that robot freaking Helldivers 2 automaton looking thing. Kind of looks like from this shot you're supposed to like take pictures so like gather evidence or something like that. Or it could be like a camera, or maybe it's like something like with Outlast. But again, this really does look a lot like Alien Isolation to me with like, the space horror. You feel like pretty defenseless and all that, and you can play it on Game Pass when it comes out. But yeah, so this game will be on Game Pass, like it mentioned, as well as Steam, and I don't know if it'll be on PlayStation. I'm not sure. It didn't say at the end of the trailer, but whatever. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. On the 5th, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is releasing. And this one I'm super excited for. I've made a breakdown video of this movie before, so if you want to get some like real in-depth knowledge of it, you should definitely go check that one out. But essentially, kind of like a quick rundown, there's the original uh, pizzeria shows up, and some of the animatronics, I'm assuming like the spirits of the new animatronics, start talking to this guy's little sister, and she gets brought to the original place, and yeah, she just meets the FNAF 2 animatronics. So as you might have, already seen from various shots, this is based on the FNAF 2 game, with most of the animatronics being from that game. So you've seen all the toy animatronics, the marionettes box, like little gift box was there. In a little bit, you should see there's Toy Mangle right there, or sorry, Toy Chica. This is Mangle, as you can see here. There's Balloon Boy, there's the marionette's hands, and there's just all of the animatronics. And of course, like it says, is the animatronics are no longer going to be stuck in the pizzeria. They are going to be out and about, attacking everybody. Nowhere is safe. And this honestly looks really good. Like, look at this. We even got the FNAF 2 office right here. And the mask. We saw Balloon Boy earlier with the canal. And then you can see Withered Chica is, hold on, about to show up. There we go. Withered Chica here. And then Withered Bonnie is right there. So this movie is, I imagine it's pretty obvious, but from this, but it is going to focus more on horror. If you weren't a fan of how lighthearted the first movie was, then this may be the movie for you. And of course, Matthew Lillard is going to return as Springtrap in this. But one other thing, if you are a fan of Scream, like I am, Skeet Ulrich is going to be in this too, meaning the two original Ghostface killers will be reunited in this movie after 29 years. Which, I mean, I know is unrelated to, like, I know Scream is, like, unrelated to, Five Nights at Freddy's, but I just wanted to mention it because, I love Scream. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next game. Here we have Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. So this is essentially a definitive edition of the prequel game, which is adding new things like an English dub, new cutscenes, and online play. But essentially, you just play as these like Japanese dudes, and you just beat the crap out of everybody. That's not exactly an exaggeration. You really just beat the crap out of everybody. It's really like just like GTA, but with fighting, like true like martial arts or whatever. And as you can see right there, the game will be available on Switch 2 and I think Switch 1. I'm not sure, but definitely Switch 2. I mean, this game comes out on the 8th, but I mean, it's kind of hit or miss if you want to get it. I don't really know too much about the what else is like new and all that. So let's move on to the next game. This is going to be a little weird to say. Also on the 8th is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for the PS5. So the Microsoft Flight Sim games I think they've been pretty much Xbox exclusives almost like always. But that changes now. I think this is the first game to like first Microsoft Flight Simulator game to be on PlayStation, which it's great. It's great to see that like the console wars is like entering a kind of neutral stage where Xbox is letting PlayStation have some of their exclusives. So maybe PlayStation could do the same, and then if we're it's very 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 unlikely, but maybe Nintendo will do the same. But I don't. I highly doubt it, but whatever. But either way, so in this game, it's really just a giant plane sandbox where you just get to fly over the entire Earth. And that's really like the whole gist of the game. You get to use all sorts of fun little aircrafts. They can be from planes like this, which is like, tiny little like two-person plane, all the way up to like giant military like cargo planes. Unfortunately, there are no planes with guns or missiles or whatever, so you can't commit terror on the people below you, but that's what GTA is for. But yeah, again, this comes out on the 4th, or sorry, the 8th, and let's move on to our last game. Well, or DLC, I should say. Coming on the 19th is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora from the Ashes. So, this is DLC for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and Frontiers of Pandora, I really haven't played enough of it, but from what I played, it was pretty decent. It's pretty good. But essentially, in that game, you play as a Navi in first person, and you're like trying to survive the people trying to take over your land, or something like that. In this, you play a new story in third person with this new Navi character, that I cannot pronounce the name of or remember it. Period, and you get to explore a whole new map and story, like I mentioned. So I think this map is. I don't actually know if it's a completely different map or if it's just the original map, but like ruined. But like that's like the theme of this quote unquote new map. I'm gonna say that just because I don't know for sure. But yeah, the whole like map is like ruined and everything. The people have like taken their mechs and like destroyed everything or whatever, trying to like trying to take the resources and everything. But yeah, you still get to play as a Navi soldier, and I did see somewhere that you need to kind of like fight against your own kind. So I think you might be able to fight against other Navi. I don't actually know. It's just something I saw on the Steam page. But let me just actually fast forward a little bit to see if that is the case. Because I know, okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. So, yeah, you're going to have to fight against these new looking Navi, which look way different than the normal ones. So, I don't know. They may be based on the Fire and Ash Navi. So, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so this is coming out on the 19th and it's on pretty much everything: PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all that. But Yeah, so that's everything coming out that I'm going to talk about today. If you guys want to see more of this content in the future, be sure to like and sub and tell me what you're most excited for this month, whether it's on the list or not. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.